Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. You know, the definition of a quadratic equation was discussed in the last lecture. Today, I shall tell you how we can solve the quadratic equation by using factorization. First, we revise the previous lecture. In last lecture, we discussed that an equation which can be expressed as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is known as a quadratic equation. Here you can see that ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The compulsory condition on this equation is that a is not equal to 0. So this is the standard or general form of a quadratic equation. If this a is equal to 0, this a is equal to 0 and this b is not equal to 0, then this equation will convert it into the linear equation. So now the highest degree of the unknown is 1. So this is a linear equation. Again, if we have the condition is that if this linear term that b is equal to 0 and we have left with ax square plus c is equal to 0. So again condition is that a is not equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation, but this time this is known as a pair quadratic equation. So this is all about previous lecture. Now today's topic is solution of quadratic equation by factorization. In this method, first we write the quadratic equation in standard form as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then we multiply the coefficient of x square, which is a, with the constant term, which is c. Then we find ac, that is the product of a and c. Then we shall have to find two numbers, say r and s, such that when we sum up these two numbers, we have a number b, that is the middle term of this. That means linear coefficient, that is the coefficient of x. And when we find the product of these two numbers, r s must be equal to a and c. If for example this is a polynomial of a degree 2, and when we multiply the coefficient of x square with the constant term which is d, and here the coefficient of x square is 1. So when we multiply these two coefficients, these two terms, we have a product c. So just we have to find two numbers. Here we have a and b, such that when we add up these two numbers, we have this term c, and when we multiply these numbers, we have this product d. Factorizing polynomials. This process is basically the reverse of the distributive property. The distributive property is that ax plus just x will distribute with x minus 5, and thus this 2 will distribute with this x minus 2. And when we multiply these, then when we simplify this term, we find x square minus dx minus 10. So it means that when this is a quadratic equation, just factorizing means just we have to split in two terms, two linear terms, in such a way that when we multiply these two terms, we find the actual quadratic equation. Now I'm giving you some tips for factorization. When we multiply with this coefficient of x square with the constant term which is c, we find a and c. Then we have to look for the two numbers r and s in such a way that then we multiply that numbers, we find a and c, and when we add up these numbers, we find this b. Now we have to decide which sign of these factors will take. For example, if the equation is ax square plus bx plus c, mean the coefficient of x is positive, the constant c is positive, then we have to take the positive signs for both factors. R will take positive sign, S will also take positive sign. If the quadratic equation is just like this, ax square minus bx plus c is equal to 0, it means here b term, that means coefficient of x is negative. Now you have to select negative signs for both factors. R will take negative sign, and s will also take negative sign. If the quadratic equation is of the form ax square plus bx minus c is equal to 0. Now this time this constant term is with negative sign. So now we have to take the opposite sign. One factor will take positive and the other factor will take negative sign. Now we have to decide which factor will take positive sign and which factor will the negative sign. Since here is negative and here this is positive, so here b is positive, so the greater number or larger number will take the positive sign and smaller or lesser number take the negative sign. Again, the last type is that if the quadratic equation is of the form ax square minus bx minus c is equal to 0, then again the both factors will take the opposite sign. One sign may be positive, second be negative. So since here this b term is negative, so we have to take the negative signs for the greater number or larger number and positive sign for the lesser number. So let's start the question to solve by factorization. So here question 1, x square minus x minus 20 is equal to 0. So what are the steps? First, I will multiply coefficient of x square, which is 1 here. This coefficient of x square 1 and the constant term, which is minus 20. And when we multiply these two terms, minus 20 multiply with plus 1, we have minus 20. Now I look for the coefficient of x, which is minus 1. So the coefficient of x is minus 1. And we have to find two numbers whose sum is minus 1 and product is minus 20. Now, how we can find two numbers? First, if we take 1, when 20 times is equal to 20, so one factor is 20 and second is 1. So here this is negative sign, here the sign of b is negative, so the larger number will take the larger number or the greater number will take the negative sign and the smaller or lesser number will take the positive sign. So here is minus 20 and this is plus 1. Larger number take the negative sign and a smaller number with the positive sign. When we add up these numbers, we have minus 90. So here there is a mistake. There is a minus 90. So we need, this must be minus 1. If I take 2 to 10 times 20, to 10 times 20, it means one number is we can take minus 10 and the other number we can take 2. And we add up these two numbers, we have minus 8. So it means that we have to look forward that our requirement that the sum of these two numbers must be equal to minus 1. Now 3 is not the multiple of 20, so I look for the 4 5 times 20, and when we the greater sign and the greater number is minus 5 and the smaller number is plus 4, and when we add up these two numbers we find minus 1. So that is our requirement. So the sum of minus 5 and 4 is minus 1, and the product of minus 5 multiplied by 4, which is minus 20. So our conditions are satisfied. Now I split center minus x into minus 5x plus 4x. Now we have to take here we can take x as a positive, and in these two terms we can take 4 as a common. So we can write this x minus 5, again this is x minus 5. These two terms must be same. So take x minus 5 as a common, so we left with x plus 4 is equal to 0. These two, the product of these two factors is equal to 0. It means x minus 5 is equal to 0 or x plus 4 is equal to 0. If x minus 5 is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 5, and if x plus 4 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 4. So the solution set is minus 5 minus 4 and 5. So this is how we can factorize the question. Question 2 part 1. Question 2 part 2. 3y square plus is equal to y into y minus 5. So first we have to multiply this y with y and minus 5. This is y square minus 5. When we shift these two terms into the left side, we have this equation. Now we add up these two terms, 2y square plus 5y is equal to 0. So now this is the pair quadratic form of equation. So this solution is very easy. Just we have to take y as a common. So we have left with 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. Either y is equal to 0 or 2 plus y is equal to 0. It means when 2 plus y is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 5 by 2. So solution set is 0 and minus 5 by 2. Now the part 3, 4 minus 32x is equal to 17x square. So we have to shift this left hand side into right hand side. Obviously we have to change the sign of each term. So 17x square plus 32x minus 4, 0 is equal to this term. So or this term is equal to 0. Both are the same. So now we have to factorize this term. So the coefficient of x square is 17 and the constant term is minus 4. When we multiply this 17 with minus 4, we have minus 68. Now I look the coefficient of x, which is 32, and now I have to find two numbers whose sum is 32 and the product is minus 68. So how we can find these numbers? First we have to start from 1. 168 times 68. So first number is 68, second is minus 1. Here if I look that here, this term is a negative, this term is a positive. So we have to find two numbers, one take the positive sign and the other take the negative sign. And one thing is clear that the larger number take the positive sign. So we take 68 with the positive and minus 1 with the negative sign. Here when we add up these two numbers, we have 67. So which is not our requirement. Our requirement is the sum must be equal to 32. Now I look for another number. So we take the 2. 2 is a divisible of a is a factor of a 68. So 234 times 68. So we can take two numbers. One is 34 and second is 2. So we take the positive sign with the 34 and negative sign with 2. When we add up these two numbers, we have 32. So which is our requirement? So we can write these two terms as 34x and minus 32x. So now we have to we can take 17x as a common. So when we take common, this is x and here this, we have 2. Now here we can take common minus 2. So minus 2x plus 2 is equal to 0. Since x plus 2 here is x plus 2, here is again x plus 2. So we are going right direction. Our factorization is accurate. So we can take x plus 2 as a common, and here we left with 17x and with minus 2 is equal to 0. So the product of these two terms is equal to 0. So we can write x plus 2 is equal to 0 or 17x minus 2 is equal to 0. If x plus 2 is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 2. And 17x minus 2 is equal to 0, it means 17x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 2 by 7. So that is our solution set is minus 2 or 2 by. So this is all about this lecture. Inshallah, in next lecture we will discuss the remaining part of question 2. So Allah Hafiz.